know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I'm stressing.
June 7th.
I know.
At Expo Dallas. We, for the first time in Con Culture podcast history, have been accepted to. Whoa! That is massive! Are you kidding me? And that's how editing works, folks. Welcome everybody to Con Culture Podcast. So yeah, we have tons of cons to discuss. Cons that are announcing guests, cons that we're going to be at because we are now accepted in, and cons that we just came from and just attended and just guested for the first time ever. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. All cons, all the content. Yeah. So we're going to start off with the Superhero Comic Con that is announcing a ton of guests for two cons at the same time. Like we got Space Con announcements that were rolling out. But now Superhero Comic Con, which is just in 48 days as of this recording.
Wait. 48 days?
48 days as of this recording. As of the completion of this edit, maybe like 46, 45. Maybe 35. I don't know how long it takes me to edit sometimes, guys. I'm busy. I got lots of stuff. But we do have some guests, and I'm going to run through a couple of them for Superhero Comic Con, which takes place June 20th through the 23rd. So it's a 4-day con? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4-day con.
We've done 4 days, right?
Which is
It's the
so
first
amazing.
time we've done 4 days. It's packed with celebs every day, so don't worry. But just to name a few, Diego Luna. Yes, I heard he was in a Star Wars film. Never seen it. Trey's really upset that I haven't seen it. But yes, Diego Luna, great star. Jeremy Renner is going to be here. Ernie Hudson, the Arrow himself. Stephen Amell will also be here.
We got both Arrow guys?
Yeah, they got Stephen Amell, and they just announced David Ramsey. So Diggle will be here. Also, they have no shortage of Supermen. That's right. We got Brandon Routh. I'm so excited. We got Brandon Routh, Dean Kane, and Tom Welling will all be here and doing a group shot of 3 Supermen.
So you're definitely doing that, right?
Oh, 100%. I'm going to be in the
Are you going to be crying?
I am going to be crying my eyes out for that. I am.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see that because
I'm going to be a blubbering idiot.
We all know how much Superman means to you. So like you getting the opportunity to meet
everything. And then John Schneider's going to be here, who plays Clark's father in Smallville. So many tears cried.
He's just a good old boy.
Yeah, I'm just going to be nothing but tears. But yes, those are some of the guest announcements for Superhero Comic Con. There are so much more to come, including some really big ones that'll probably be released as of this recording, but you'll have to wait for those. Or maybe I'll plug them in right here. Whoa! That is massive! What? This is not at all recorded in post. And that's how editing works, folks.
This is a genuine reaction right now.
100%. So, Superhero Comic Con is not the only con that Texas has. We just got accepted to Fan Expo Dallas. Woo! That's right. Now, there's another con that is rolling out announcements, but one that I am particularly excited about is that they got the cast of one of our favorite shows that we've talked about, dedicated a whole episode to it, Suki the Last Airbender. It's all about Suki. It's just Maria Zhang is the only announcement you need to know about. I am going to be simping all weekend long. It's Suki.
You're going to buy out every single 100%. Every single one of her photo ops.
Every photo op is going to be just me. It's Suki Simp season, folks. If you don't know, go Google Maria Zhang and you will know what all the hype is about now. But the cast of Avatar, The Last Airbender, the live action adaptation. I'm talking, we have all the main characters. Let me get the actors' names here for. We have Gordon Cormier.
It's in
Gordon
somewhere.
Cormier. It's Aang. It's Aang. You know Aang. We have Ian Owsley, Dallas Liu, who did a great job with Zuko. An amazing job with Zuko. We've already talked about Maria. Hey, Maria. How's it going? And Elizabeth Yu, another breakout performance. And man, the cast of this is just so stacked, but Dallas is bringing them all here, along with some favorites, some other classic favorites, like Henry Winkler will be there. I can never get tired of the Fonz. Modeled my whole life after that guy. Minus the jump in the shark.
There's one guest that we're really going to larb to see, though.
Who are y'all excited for? Yeah, y'all know who's going to Dallas. Do y'all have any?
We're gonna start on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Marissa Tomei!
Who?
Aunt May!
Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah. Aunt May's going to be there.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a photo with her as Happy and May.
Oh, that's so sweet.
He's gonna bring a Burger King bag, and I'm gonna bring a takeout bag that says "I larb you," and we're gonna have her holding both of them.
I wish I could see that, but I'm gonna be in Maria's booth the entire weekend, just there. But they also have the cast of Stranger Things. It's like they cleared out Netflix catalog.
Yeah, they did.
And just rolled everybody in for Dallas. So Fan Expo Dallas, if you don't have tickets to that, I highly recommend.
They're still making announcements too.
Yes. To this day. To this day.
So after this was edited, they're probably going to be out some other ones cut in here. But
Let's do another reaction.
They got there. Are you kidding me? Maria is still attending. Just checking. Fan Expo Dallas is taking place June 7th.
I know you're so excited to see it. Just don't cry.
Yes, so we got this. Fan Expo Dallas will be. I'm losing it.
Fan Expo.
Fan Expo Dallas.
We're professional.
Okay.
No, we're good. Fan Expo Dallas will be taking place June 7th and through the 9th. Fan Expo. One last time. Fan Expo Dallas will be taking place June 7th through the 9th. It's going to be amazing, guys. We can't wait. As you know, Texas is a huge state, though. So, more Texas cons. Corpus Christi Comic Con is also taking place this summer. Who's coming, Gigi? Let us know who's on the plate.
Oh my God, there's so many people. There's Chuck Norris, there's Lou Ferrigno, there's Timothy Zahn is coming. Trey, who are you excited for?
I'm a boy band fan at heart, so
Who isn't, Trey?
I love me some Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and we're getting a little bit of them with some Joey and AJ.
Yeah!
I'm so peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, Joey
Why are you
Fatone.
jealous, though?
Yeah.
You're not going to be there?
I wish I could be there. Corpus Christi, love it to pieces. Had a great time at the last show.
Mm-hmm.
Was super excited.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much already had my hotel booked for this time around. Unfortunately, we have to split the Con Culture podcast group up because we have to be 2 places at once. We, for the first time in Con Culture podcast history, have been accepted to San Diego Comic Con. That's insane to me.
That's insane to say.
It's so nuts. And the cool thing about San Diego is you apply for press and they kind of just keep your application circling. And yeah, but they keep you in the system for I think 4 years. Something along those lines. I applied for this so long ago that it had an address that I haven't lived at for like 5 years.
Wow.
Like it was that far back that I applied and they just, I guess, found me in the pile of people begging to get in and said, yeah, sure, this kid, we'll let him in. So San Diego Comic Con, we will be there. It is a 4, technically 5 if you count preview night, 5-day event. It is massive. It takes over the entire city. It is the mecca of Comic Cons. It's the Comic Con International.
The Comic-Cons.
Yeah, some would say it's the con of cons. There's amazing cons all over the country. Superhero Comic Con, New York. There's Dragon Con.
Emerald
there's
City.
Katsucon, like Emerald City. You have huge cons. But when you talk about Comic Con, it is pretty synonymous with San Diego Comic Con. Large studios do their premieres there. Television shows are debuted there. Brand new comics are rolled out there. So we are excited to be there this year. Con Culture Podcast will get as much coverage as we can of the event. And also, the same time, we're going to get as much coverage as we can of Corpus Christi Comic Con. So there's so much going on, guys. We're going to be everywhere. But we've had a little bit of practice being at cons. especially as guests, because you two had a chance to guest your first Comic-Con event. How was that, and where was it?
It was Anime STX at Rolling Oaks Mall here in San Antonio.
Yes.
And it was super fun. I mean, I think I can speak for both of us when I say it was super fun.
It looked like a lot of fun. There was
And-
a ton of content to come out.
Well, and then all of the guests, like, we were just there.
Our friends.
Yeah, like, and it was cool. I had a vendor, so AVTs, they were right next to us.
Yeah.
They make really cute t-shirts for kids, but I was talking with him on Sunday when we were all closing up, and he was like, you know, it's really refreshing to see just cosplayers come together and to see the positivity that came from what y'all were doing all weekend. Because he literally saw us all weekend as we were filming silly TikToks or doing stupid reels or
and
taking
helping each other
pictures.
get ready
Yes.
and set up.
And he was like, it was really cool to see that. So,
That's awesome.
do you have anything?
How was it for you, Trey?
I know I'm going to sound like a fatty when I say this, but I think one of the coolest parts about doing this at a mall is the food that's around. I mean,
100%.
there's always some cool food trucks here and there at a
Right
con.
next to a candy store.
Exactly. We're right next to a candy store.
D's Nuts candy.
These
Shout out.
nuts, Crunchy Cravings
Crunchy Craving.
was ridiculous.
I have not stopped thinking about the Laffy Taffy.
Y'all were too close to the American cookie booth for my liking.
Exactly.
I was, like,
We had to compete with
gawking.
that.
I would have never made it to y'all if I would have saw them first. I'd have been stuck at the cookies.
And then Kim saved our lives Saturday with Biggie Cheese. The
Oh my gosh.
Like it was.
We're like walking out starving, haven't eaten all, like I literally did not eat all day
So you were
Saturday.
all kinds of malnourished.
Yes.
Just foggy as
And
hell.
like we were walking out and she was like, where are y'all going? And we're like, oh, we're gonna go eat because the mall was closing.
Yeah.
And she was like, I have ramen. Do you come to my booth? And we were like,
Trey's, I'm sure that's what your eyes
what? And then she was like, what do you want? Like, I'll
It
make
just
it
gave
for
you a life.
Yeah, no, it really did. And so
awesome.
all of the cosplay guests, we all sat around my booth, Trey and my booth, because we were right next to each other.
Was it
so
like
it's a
that
long
scene in the
table.
Avengers where they're all eating shawarma?
Yes.
exactly.
I wish we would have had a picture because we were all just like,
Huddled over your food. just
you know,
slurping
whenever
it.
you're a guest and
Yeah.
whenever you're at a con, like at least
It's
I
very
don't
difficult to
know,
walk
like-
away from your booth and get food or
Not only
anything.
that, just like
for that.
cosplayers in general, you know this. Like, you don't really eat when you're in cosplay because how hard is it to get in and out of that thing to go
And
use
if
the
you,
bathroom?
God forbid, you stay
Yeah,
in your cosplay,
exactly.
you will never let it down.
It's like, you
Exactly.
can't just throw
So
that in the
pissed.
wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were all sitting there like eating our little cup ramen, our cup noodles. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. So y'all had a good time at Anime STX.
Oh, the best
It's
time.
a great. I mean, like when you go to these smaller events, you know, compared to like a bigger con, like you get it's more intimate with just the attendees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get time to talk with them, you get to really know them, and then just share your love of cosplay with them.
Yeah. Well, and it's like cool because, like Trey said, you do get to know the people because. I mean, this is still a con, and there's tons of vendors, and there's stuff to do, and there's panels, and there's performances, and you know, people who were there on Saturday were also there on Sunday, and so it was cool. They come back to your booth, and they're like, "Hey, you were whatever you were yesterday. You look so great today," and you know, it's just cool, and you can remember their names, and you don't really get that at bigger
At larger
cons.
cons.
This is our second time doing a cosplay contest, which once again, it's like that's one of the hardest roles I think to do. It's like because you want to pick everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know how hard it is to put yourself out there on stage, all the work that goes into constructing that thing and getting it there and then putting yourself out there. And now you get to make the call on whether or not it was good enough.
And I love seeing, like, I got to see them compete not only that weekend, but this last weekend at Mochi Fest and Poke Fest.
There were some amazing cosplays.
They were the same cosplayers over there that weekend. And it was just like, I'm so glad they're still doing it.
Yeah,
They
they're
keep
giving it a
competing.
shot. They're trying again. They're getting back on the horse. They love their cosplays and they just want to display them because it makes people smile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kids love taking photos with them. Attendees love taking photos with them. I know I was snapping pictures all over the place at the con I went to, but how was that Mochi Fest? What was that?
It looked
Explain a little
so
more. It looked like
fun.
you were having a blast.
I was
dude.
so sad
You
I
guys
didn't
caught
make
all
it.
the stories that Trey was
It was
uploading.
it was a
from Mochi
blast
Fest.
for sure. Like it was, they're like, you know, they're both smaller cons and they're both like preview cons for like YumiCon and whatnot. And it was great just to have both of these cons come together and just get the mix of like anime and Pokemon fans just all under one roof at
Yeah.
Traders Village, and it was just so much fun. And then like at the mall, you have regular just people that are going to the mall
Yeah.
and they happen to stop by the con and check it
Yes.
out. The same thing was happening in Trader Village. So all these families are coming through and like, can we get a picture? It's like, absolutely.
That's awesome.
So another great event in San Antonio.
That's awesome. Yeah, San Antonio has no shortage of amazing events for cosplayers and the cosplay community. And it is pretty awesome and welcoming for the most part. Like, everyone just kind of shares their knowledge and information. We talked about this a little bit in our last episode with our last guest. Yeah, feel free to come up to any of us anytime you have any questions. Or if you just want a photo, if you want to chat, we're always open. But switching gears from the small shows that you guys were at, I had the very fortunate opportunity to go for the first time ever, another first for Con Culture Podcast. C2E2 in Chicago was mind-blowing. It is Reed Pop, the same individuals who host Emerald City Comic Con, the same individuals who have New York City Comic Con. They do not disappoint. Reed Pop puts on a show. C2E2 was insane. It was so big. It was massive. It was a massive venue. Cosplayers everywhere. The check-in process was extremely smooth. You kind of just walk through, baggage check, and thankfully I was pressed, so I get an even easier time
How nice.
with the check-in on security, because they were like, oh, you're pressed, you got a bunch of camera gear, yeah, you're good. So that was smooth. But for the people who were with me, it was just as smooth for them to get through security check-in, quick bag check, and you were right into the show. And you're just there in the first hall, and there's just cosplayers everywhere. There's photo shoots going on. There's people just kind of there showing off their cosplay. Others are just like putting it on, getting suited up before they go on the main floor. Yeah, there were no shortage of amazing large-scale cosplays, group cosplays. One of my favorites was a family who were the Power Rangers. But it was like a family who was like, the mom was the Blue Ranger, and it was so cute to see them interact with the helmet off. And then when people came and wanted the photo, they put their helmet on. I'm not even sure all of them knew the characters. It was like one or two people in the family really wanted to do this, and the family was like, I guess we'll do it as a family.
It's morphin' time.
Yeah, and then they hit the poses. I'll maybe put some of the pictures over here in the edit. But yeah, they had a blast. And he saw the photo I took and was like, could you maybe get a video of us kind of like doing the moves? Yep. So they took a second to explain to everybody what their move was. And then I was fortunate enough to get a little video snippet of everyone kind of doing their Power Ranger poses. And I'm talking Mighty Morphin, the original ones. It was so cool to see them just enjoying the con.
Chills.
I loved it.
And that's what's so like special about being behind the camera, that you get to sit there and you get to help people feel as good as they look.
The holy shit reaction never gets old. There was another one. He's Ghost from, I think it's Modern Warfare. And he was up against a brick pillar. And I was like, yo, this is great. Can I get your photo? He's like, yeah, of course. And he poses. And I was like, could I have you peeking around the corner like you're about to take the corner, like you're peeking around to rush? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, all right, look back at the camera. He's in the pose. He looks back at the camera, nailed this amazing shot. And when I showed it to him, he literal words like, oh shit, that's amazing. And I thankfully got the handle, so we'll be able to tag him. He'll be able to have that photo. But yes, being behind the camera and making people see themselves. And I had this conversation with an amazing photographer who I got to meet there, Sir Rab T. He's a cosplay photographer. Just started getting back into cosplay photography. His is amazing. He was kind of giving me the spots where, like, down in the garage, they have great lighting, and he was telling me all the spots.
Those photographers, like, that's a whole other community within the cons. Like, they help each other out.
He was kind of filling me in on the photographer community that just kind of goes to these major cons. Sweetest individual, but we were both geeking out over the fact that when you take a photo of somebody, you let them see themselves in a heroic light that they don't always get to see themselves in. I know in this day and age, it's so easy to be cynical of yourself with the Instagram feeds and the TikTok feeds and the filters. It's so easy to see yourself as not perfect, not enough, not good enough, not fit enough, not whatever enough. To be able to capture a photo of them in a cosplay that they feel confident in and can now visualize themselves as an ideal self, it's the best feeling in the world when they see the picture and they're just like, oh my God, I love this photo. Could you please send it to me, tag me in it, whatever the case. I played a small part in improving that person's vision of themselves. I love that as a photographer and as a content creator. That for me, I can do that all day long.
That's what it's all about.
It's what it's all about. There was no shortage of vendors. There were huge vendors. Funko was there, usual suspects. And it was massive. We walked for 4 to 5 hours continuous and just got to the seating area. Like 3/4 of the way there. We had to sit down and unload the camera because we ran out of space. So we had to like unload onto the Mac real quick, let the batteries charge up, and then went back out for more. There were 26 aisles of Artist Alley. There was an entire author section filled with authors.
Brandon Sanderson was there, and I found out literally yesterday that
the author's author was there. Yes, you may have heard of some of his stories. He wrote a couple popular books. But yeah, it's I love that C2E2 had authors, they had artists, and they had their own sections, plenty of space. They weren't like crammed in competing areas. Everything was spread out nicely. There was no shortage of seating. I'm talking no less than maybe 100, 150 tables.
Wow.
With like 8 to 10 chairs around each table. Yeah, so there's no shortage of seating, and it's just a beautiful show, beautiful floor plan, but definitely you need the multiple days to see the show, because we went from open to close, stayed the entire time there, and still missed out on maybe a couple of aisles. There was just so much to see. We spent a ton of money because there was so much cool stuff. But yeah, C2E2, can't wait to go back. Whether I'm invited as press or not, I will be at C2E2. We will, like we said, be at Corpus Christi Comic Con in a couple of weeks. I will be at San Diego Comic Con. We have so many more shows to go. Dallas is where you can see us next.
NostalgiaCon is where you can see
us next. Yeah, tell us about that.
It's in 8 days from today.
From the recording, it's 8 days. You guys will be guests again. How hype are y'all for that?
I'm so hyped, except my contacts that I ordered weeks ago got lost in the mail.
Why?
And they're like special contacts that I need to be Kirby, so I don't know what
if we're gonna call an audible, what we're gonna do.
We are both con crunching.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, that answers that question, folks. Are they bin ready or are they con crunchers?
No,
they are a couple of con crunchers.
No, here's the thing. I ordered weeks ago. I thought I was ready,
you definitely are the bin ready type.
And then my stuff is just like.
The universe said no. You're con crunching this time around.
So I'm like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I'm stressing.
Yeah,
I'm very stressed.
But that's where we'll be, guys. NostalgiaCon. We will all be there. Then Dallas after that. Then Corpus and San Diego. We have Superhero Comic Con was right after Dallas.
And then we have.
Our schedule is so
And then
packed.
Corpus is in July.
Yeah,
we get a teeny break.
San Diego's in July. Yeah, because Superhero Comic Con is June 20th through the 23rd. We're going to need to recover from that.
And then a month later is Corpus, and you're going to San Diego.
Yes, it's going to be insanity all summer, but we are so excited and so grateful to get these opportunities, and so thankful for you for watching and consuming all of the content, guys. So any last thoughts before we sign off for the show? Just
thank you for everybody that has allowed us to take this idea that you had, Juan, like years ago, and look at it now. Whenever you started this 7 years ago, did you think that you would ever be saying you have press access to San Diego Comic-Con?
It's still, I don't believe it. I thought it was a scam.
It gives me chills just thinking about it, and I think there is no better person in this group than you to go and represent us, because I know that you're going to go in and you're going to pave that road. So next year, we're all going to San Diego. You won't be able to keep us out. I am prying that door open now. He's always getting the foot in the door, and the rest of us just come in. There's no stopping us. You like Kool-Aid Man in, and then we're like the little Oompa Loompas coming in after. But thank you guys so much. We will see you next time. Bye. We're out.